Hey, what's up, guys? We are this is downtown LA here in the industrial district. Just wrapping up from the stream earlier, and came down, and there was a this homeless camp that caught fire. It was massive flames, and by the time I got here, they were just dumping water on it from a front loader, actually, a big front scoop. You see, there's still like some homeless camp, some remnants in the back there, but it went up fast and burnt. Uh, I mean, these trees caught on. It was right directly underneath these power lines, so there was a lot of concern about the fire spreading to or catching these lines on fire. Like it's right at the base of a power pole. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here. Oops. There's the fire department over here doing their thing. Yeah, it started spreading over here. You can see like came from underneath the fence there, made its way over this direction. We don't know if there was anybody involved in the fire, any individuals, but like I said, we're in downtown. What part of Los Angeles are we in right now?
It's like Glendale.
Kind of Glendale area, yeah. Had a large amount of fire extinguishers trying to keep it from spreading out past the edge of this fence line here. You can see it's still burning pretty good down in there. Not that I know. I don't know if there's anyone that was hurt. Good, how are you?
This is a private property. We cannot have anybody here.
Okay.
So if you guys could give please.
Anyway,
Thank you.
they're saying they don't want us on property here, guys. So we're gonna head back over to Quixote here. I don't think they really like the look of it all. Actually, we're gonna go next door anyway. So dude wasn't happy. There's a private property, man. You can't be here. Like I would imagine that this is like a wholesale or a full on lot. But yeah, they're not. It's bad press for them, I'm sure. Who knows? They might have been having issues with that homeless camp, and then things sparked off literally, and then I know that's the way it went. But I don't know if there's anybody hurt. There was another 2 tents on the other side of that fire, where the fire is burning right now, and I'm gonna take a look from over here. See how the fire department's doing. So stick with us. Yeah, as you can see, the fire was still burning in the back. Fire department's doing a good job of keeping everything contained. They said these power lines were the big issue here right here. So I know they were nervous that it was going to spread up into this, past that gulch there, into this tree line and catch these power lines. So as you can see, there's a firefighter down in there. It was pretty wild, actually. They had like I said, a front loader that drove in from the other side, came from the street here, and he got a bunch of water. I don't know where the water came from, but he came in from the other side and came in super fast and just quick dumped it and just sent a lot of water down in there. But like I said, this is down here in the Glendale area. They're trying to figure out the best way to get around the backside of the fire right now. Oof. That stuff smells. That's gnarly. Oof. There's always something going on. It's wild. There's just right up the street here. There's a lot of production studios down in this area, video production. And right up the street here, there's a gentleman's club. There's a ton of police and whatnot. They're shooting a something inside the studio there, the gentleman's club. I thought, man, they already had a lot of police on scene, but turns out. This is the proper way to roll the hose. And that's how you get it done right there.
Well, we're gonna go back over there.
Oh, get from the other side?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me help you out, dude. Your radio's caught up in there. There you go. Yeah, boss. Doing battle hoses over here. But yeah, they took all these guys from one of the studios back here, the back lot here, came through. But this is actually in between that studio, production studio, and here. This general area is looks like a storage lot for an auto dealership. So like I said to begin with, they were pretty aggro about us being there at first. We kind of just pushed past, and then the guy's like, "Hey man, it's private property, can't be here." So thinking maybe they were not vibing on whatever happened to spark this off. Who knows if it was anything? I'm not trying to put words out there for anybody, but it could have been anything that started the fire. See over there, the bomb went off, scorched all the way up these trees. Yeah. They ripped open the gate here, and they're back in there, like trying to. So even further back down, I don't know if you can see, but back over in there, there's it's still burning. There's a crazy little gulch here. Gulch, is that a proper word here? I'm gonna go with gulch. And right up over this ridge right here, behind this is a couple more homeless camps. Here, let's see if we can get up there and take a look. See over here. There's the other side of the fence. They're going to try to get over to there and make their way in from the backside. See if they can't get the fire finally put out from the top or from this the other side of the fence. Should we let them know that it's private property? they don't take kindly to trespassers. I'll tell you what, it is sad though, because we're seeing a lot of homeless, like these homeless camp, these fires in downtown LA here. You'll see them under the overpasses, and I say that only because I've seen a handful of them myself, and I'm sure there are plenty of other places. But this is not uncommon for the amount, when you see like the per capita, I guess you'd say maybe, but the amount of fires for the amount of homeless enclosures and camps that they have down here is maybe on par, because there are just so many homeless camps down in this in Los Angeles. I mean, major cities in general, but I've never seen it like I've seen it here in Los Angeles. It's a big mouthful of ash there. So, then again, that was the nerve. They were saying, I kind of heard the fire department is, they were talking about these power lines here. They were nervous that it was going to somehow make its way. Not that there's a lot of foliage to burn, but enough that it kind of got into these lines here, possibly heated up these ones enough. If these trees had gone up completely, you know, that's close enough that these lines would have definitely had issue. So, caused some interference with a lot of the services down in this area. And like I said, this is there's a lot of production. This is Glendale. If you're from Los Angeles area, you know, California. From what I know, from my time and experience down here, there's a lot of there are a lot of production studios down in this area. The ones that I'm working with, at least the one I'm working at right now. The studio that we're in. But yeah, I'm in Los Angeles right now, so if you haven't gathered that yet. So these trees are just small. It really does look like a bomb went off over here. Hard to see everything, I'm sure, but it looks like they got it pretty well contained. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's a trip, man. This cut right here, it gets super deep, and it like has two angles that shoot out from it. And then on the other side of this wall or this berm, it goes up, plateaus off. Then the other side is the aqueduct, if you want to call it that. That's what I'm going to call it, but it's just on the other side there. No, I'm not missing the snow right now. Yeah, yeah, Marianne, that's a good question. I can't get to the other camp. It's up over this razor wire and that fence. So somehow they're able to get in there. I'm assuming my thought would be that there's a gap in the fence over there. On the other, there's this fence, and there's another fence that runs this way. That fence right there, and then over on this side, there's a gate you could cut through probably, right here beside this palm tree. And I'm thinking that maybe that they went down and they had a camp built in here, and then they were able to get through that, over the gate or through the gate up into that landing up there, and assume that's how they got up there. But otherwise, I don't see any way to get. This is all razor wire the entire way through here, and that's to avoid the people from hopping this fence and stealing from this lot here. I'm sure, which is a huge problem. You see just tons of theft in the around those camps. You know, there's just bikes piled on top of bikes and appliances, and you know, it's wild. Tools, you name it. So I'm gonna get out of the way of this smoke. I'm not sucking in too much smoke. There was just at one point ash came through and I got a good mouthful. So, but yeah, I would be curious to talk to them. I've spent time talking to the homeless community here. I've gone out to, like, when Venice was going off, and there was all the things happening there. I spent some time down there handing out some food and talking to folks. I made my way to Tent City, you know, down in you know, like downtown LA. Their Tent City. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank on what they call it, but Skid Row, whatever you want to call it. But and it was pretty eye-opening, man. Like, the conversations I had with people were pretty intense. The services that they needed were basic. Things like this were happening all over. There's tons of, like, areas where you can see where there's scorched walls, where there's fires that have broken out. what really got me is we teamed up with a group out of Bakersfield. Big shout out to For the People by the People with John and that whole squad. And we were able to hand out a lot of food to folks in not just LA. We made our way to Vegas, and we went down to the outskirts of downtown there, and hundreds of meals. Heavy hitters as well, which is interesting. It's a Dallas Cowboys fan club. They came through in a big way. Did tons of meal prep, and so we were able to hand out a lot of. You guys did a lot of contributions as well. We were able to do some direct shopping, live shopping for the items that you were talking about. There was a lot of things like socks and underwear, men's and women's, toiletries, hand sanitizers, toilet paper. At one point, it was wood. We got a ton of wood for these folks in Vegas, a homeless encampment. They were out there. It was a big, massive camp. And it looked like Burning Man almost. But they were burning mattresses to cook food on. And so we were blessed. I got on Facebook Marketplace, and I had rented a truck on that trip. And the guy was going to sell me a wheelbarrow full, and he just filled the entire truck full of wood. And we were able to just hand that out. And it was wild to see people just excited to like kind of put out their mattress fires or plastic bag fires they were using to warm up or cook their food. And they were able to, use the wood we were giving them. So you guys were a big part of that. But I was blown away with how bad things were there. And it really opened my eyes to see the disparity between those that have and those that don't. I mean, there's people with millions and millions of dollars on one side of the street, and there's people across the street that didn't have shoes or shirts on, and it's a real issue. I know that a lot of people have problems with the homeless. I mean, I myself, at a point in my life, was homeless, so I can appreciate the struggle to make it. But I know personally that there's a lot of services that are needed, and the people that I've worked with, I mean, basic like identification cards so they can start getting the services, Social Security cards so they can go get so they can get some of their identification, so they can get like the medical services or Social Security money maybe, so they can purchase the foods and things they need. But so this homeless encampment here that burned, it's going to keep happening. So I don't know. As far as the homeless situation goes, I would hope that we could, if you have a chance, and I'm going to use this as a moment. If you have extra socks, extra whatever, if you're in a cold area, gloves, whatever it might be, socks are a big deal. It was amazing socks. Anything, shirts, blankets, jackets, throw a couple bags together, grocery bags, whatever, throw them in your car. And if you happen to see somebody, you don't have to give them money. They may not be very receptive to getting something other than money or food right off the bat. But I guarantee they'll be able to find somebody that could use the socks or whatever you hand out to them. And I mean, if it's not going to get used at your house, let them use it somewhere else. The fire department made their way to the other side here to, like you said, they're going to try to just hit it with the hose from the top because it's still burning down inside here, like down in the middle in this area. Trying to see it in reverse. There's still a fire that's going down. It's pretty deep. I was surprised how deep this goes. It goes and just drops down like a good 10 feet. So I'd imagine if there was like a tent buildup, kind of like a structure there, that probably went up quick. You can see there's a lot of remnants for what would have been used for making a structure. It looks like that was a tent right there at one point. Cardboard, yeah, that was a tent. So I'm not sure if they pulled that all out, but there's like some tarp material over here as well. So let me flip the camera around here real quick. It's killing my arm. Yeah, Alex, I was watching it happen. I was watching like old mattresses and box springs. There was a corner of on fire, and they had a pot. They were sitting on top of it, and they were cooking the food. There were plenty of people with me that were helping do the services that we were handing out, and it was really happening. So let's see what the fire department does over here. Give it another couple minutes. Oh, yeah, we're getting a better view from over here. Sorry. Unless these guys spray me just to be funny. You see them, they're just tagging the ground over there. It was dogs in Cali. It was goats in Oregon, Barry. Yeah. I'm gonna get out of the way so I don't get hit with the hose. Wish I could zoom right now, but I can't. Sue, no, they don't pay for my housing. I stay with a friend while I'm down here, and his family when I'm doing work in Los Angeles. Yeah, I hear you, Ellen. Yeah, the grocery cart grills, that was happening. Definitely saw that. Yeah, they're hitting the perimeter, and then now they're hitting right down inside that where it was burning still. Oof. I'm surprised the fire guys not wearing a mask. This is not a lot of debris in the air, but enough. Yeah. Memphis, what's going on in Memphis this weekend? Texas Tickler. What's happening? Yeah, Alex, you're not wrong. Yeah, Jeff, it gets bad. I mean, there's a lot of real bad health issues, sanitation issues. So but here's the thing, guys. We talk about there being health issues. This is a homeless encampment fire in Los Angeles. Looks like. Um, I. What I was saying is that no matter what, it's happening. It's going to keep happening. It's going to keep becoming a bigger and bigger and bigger issue unless we do something about it. So this isn't something you can turn your back on. I mean, you can't ignore it. You can see up top there, up on the fence line there, hitting the upper burn. Texas Tickler, I might look into it. Yeah. All right. Well, they got the fire out. I'm not gonna dally too long over here. But so truck 50 here for the LA Fire Department. They got here pretty quick, so they must not be too far away. But either way, you guys aren't watching, you should tune in for us on a regular basis every day at 8:30 a.m. We're covering the Mark Jensen murder trial, the antifreeze killer, if you will, out of Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, and we're going to be toggling between that and the Murdaugh murder trial, which is the Low County murders, South Carolina. If you haven't checked that out, they have the HBO series on it, 3-part miniseries, which was crazy. The whole story into that case is wild. So is the Mark Jensen trial. If you haven't seen that one, this guy slow poisoned his wife with antifreeze. Tons of evidence. This has been going on since '98. 10 years after her death, he was finally convicted of first-degree homicide. A couple years after that, they overturned the trial findings due to the evidence not being admissible. A couple years after that, they changed their mind again, decided the evidence was admissible, and now they're going for another retrial, the official retrial of the case without the evidence they said was inadmissible due to hearsay. So it's crazy. A lot of dick talk, I'm going to say right now. Talking a lot about penises. I'm just going to say it right now. That may not be your jam, but if it is, definitely tune in. If it's not, there's other parts of it that you can enjoy too. But yeah, the Murdaugh trial is definitely spicy, and we got a ton of other stuff going on too, guys. So make sure to tune in, set up your notifications if you have them set up, which is where you found us. Set up all notifications, not just highlights. So you have to go back into follow and then adjust that appropriately. So yeah, big shout out. It's been a long day, you guys. I appreciate you tuning in. We will see you soon. Share the stream if you would, please. Get the word out, and we'll be seeing you guys live on the streets for the next whatever it might be. And you always know there's going to be something else. So until that next thing, you guys take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and yeah, I'll be seeing you soon. Peace.